Hello and welcome to another edition of Conspirator Brock's Pull List. This is my pull list for the week of July 10th, 2019. Hope everyone had a fun and safe 4-day 4th of July weekend. Yep, back to the grind. And it's Wednesday again, so it's New Comic Book Day. So here we go. First up, we have a Batman 74. Tom King's Batman is fantastic. Bruce is going up against his father Thomas from another Earth here. We'll see who wins out in the desert. But Tom King's run has just been really, really good. It's really just, I enjoy it because it takes aim at Batman and Bruce Wayne from a different angle than just detective and figuring things out and all punching stuff and all this. Even though all of that stuff is in here, this takes it from a little more of a mental, like psychological standpoint. And I think it's really, really well done. So you should check it out. Next up, we have Batman and the Outsiders, number 3. I'm a sucker for Batman and the Outsiders because the Outsiders is my favorite team. So I'm super stoked to see what goes on in this issue. Not really much has happened in the first 2 issues, but I'm just a sucker for Batman and the Outsiders. If you like the cast of characters, I do recommend it. Otherwise, it's something that, you don't necessarily need to get. But it's Batman and the Outsiders. You should be getting it. It's Batman. Speaking of Batman, we have another Batman book, and that's Batman Universe. This one's by Brian Michael Bendis. This is the single issue format of the stuff that appeared in the Walmart 100-page Giants. So I'm curious to see what Bendis' story is, and what was the big fuss about in trying to track down all those Walmart books, which I didn't do because I don't really go to Walmart that often, and I don't need reprints and all the other stuff. So, yeah. Next up, we have a book that did not do well with whatever they did to it, so it makes it really ugly looking, and that's Catwoman 13. There is a lot going on in this cover, with the Year of the Villain header on top, and then these weird lines down the side of Catwoman. It seems to me like I talked about this with a couple of people from the shop, and it looks like they kind of zoomed out from the Catwoman cover and put these lines instead of going, oh, we can't cut anything off because we can't cut her hands. Like, I don't know. Like, there is way too much going on in this cover. Speaking of which, I like Catwoman. It's been enjoyable. It's really cool. Joelle Jones does amazing art, and her story is cool. So I can't wait to see what happens month to month when that comes out. So you should check it out. It's got a really creepy female villain who doesn't have a nose and whose son is now possessed, and yeah, it's just all over the map. But she's stealing stuff. She's trying to be a good person, but not in all her Catwoman ways. So Selena Kyle is, and it's off the aftermath of everything that happens in Batman and Tom King's Batman. So it's good. Check it out. Next up, we have Detective Comics number 1007. I'm a little behind, so Spectre is back. Hey, cool. I'm curious to see what Tomasi has in store for us with Batman and the Spectre. So we'll see how that goes. But I just haven't had a chance to read issue 1006. A little behind on my reading. Summer's a little bit trickier to get like designated time to do it. So yeah, we'll see. Next up is Event Leviathan number 2. I really enjoyed the first one. This is Bendis' kind of espionage, everything in the espionage spy world or cult, I don't know, big group, whatever, from the DOE to Argus to Spiral to all of these other places. They're all being attacked and they're all being kind of taken over by this other thing. So curious to see what happens in this. I really like the cast of characters, yeah, really good stuff. Check it out if you get a chance. It's good. Next up, we have Fallen World number 3. It's Valiant. It continues the Raw Array stuff. The 4001 AD, all that. That just continues it. So it's really hard to tell people to get into something that's like down the road from something else. It's not bad, but it continues from a story previous. So if you're curious, I would recommend picking up Raw Array. I don't remember how to say it. RAI. And read that, and if you like that, continue with the 4001, and you'll come to Fallen World eventually. Next up, we have Flash 74, Year 1, Chapter 5. Joshua Williamson has done an amazing job on Flash since he took over with Rebirth. It's just really solid book. I can't wait to see what happens with year one. I'm one issue behind on it. So I need to read issue 73 as well. But year one so far is not disappointed. It's gone back to, just the really big early times. It's a retelling of the origin, but it's nice to see it in a different way and kind of, modernized a little bit. So I would definitely recommend checking out the Flash year one stuff. That started in issue 70. So if you want to track those down, it starts with issue 70. Next up, we have Hawkman number 14, and it looks like the Shadow Thief is making an appearance. I'm curious to see what happens in Hawkman now with the transition from the what Vendetti did in the first story arc. So I'm curious to see where we go now with he had a filler issue, so I'm curious to see where we go with bringing the Shadow Thief in and what that entails for Hawkman. But really solid book from Hawkman. I do recommend it. You should check it out. It's good stuff. Next up, we have Justice League Odyssey, number 11. See, this one, like the top bar's there, and it looks like they just moved the cover down or something. So, yeah, I don't know what's wrong with that Catwoman. Justice League Odyssey's okay. It's nothing you have to buy it. It's a must-read. It's just okay. The team is interesting. What's going on with Darkseid, I'm not sure is really that great of a story. But overall, I'm entertained, so we'll see. Next up, we have Robert Kirkman's Oblivion Song 17. Walking Dead may be over, but Oblivion Song is going strong. I really enjoy Oblivion Song. You should check it out. It's really cool stuff. Alternate, dimension and hopping back and forth, and just really cool concept idea. The art is amazing on it. Definitely give it a try if you get a chance. Next up, we have Red Hood Outlaw number 36. What can I say? Jason Todd's going around being Jason Todd, and I guess he's battling Bunker. I don't know why he's battling Bunker, because they're working together, so I'll see when in this issue. Next up is a book that was supposed to be at Vertigo, or at DC Vertigo, which isn't going to be a thing anymore, which is totally weird and totally dumb. But they decided not to, and then gave the rights back, and then went to a different comic publisher, and that's Marc Russell's Second Coming, number 1 from Ahoy Comics. I'm curious to see what's going on with this. Marc Russell's political commentary, world, what's going on in the world, and applying it to current times to comic books has really been interesting. Flintstones is a great example of that, and he did a fantastic job on Flintstones. Go check that out. It's 2 trades, really solid stuff. So we'll see. Next up, we have Supergirl number 32. She's hanging out with Jonathan and kicking some ass. So we'll see what happens in this, because she's still on her quest to figure out what happened with Krypton and all that stuff. And then we have Superman number 13. I can never say this. Rogol's R. It's good. Bendis. It's Bendis's action Superman. This is a Superman story I want to tell that's big and epic and all this stuff. The action is more of the detective kind of down to earth, on boots on the ground Superman. So if that's what you enjoy, then I would recommend action. If you want more punching and big epic battles and all that stuff, go with Superman. That's the one you need to pick up. Next up, we have Wonder Twins number 6. Marc Russell's writing this one. It's not as good as his previous work, but I'm going to hopefully finish it up pretty soon. The Wonder Twins, it's not hitting it for me, so it'll most likely be something I purge out once that story arc is done. Next up, we have Wonder Woman number 74. What can I say? Wilson is trying to write Wonder Woman, and she's writing it, but I don't think she's really hitting the notes, for me at least. It's definitely difficult to follow Rucka and Robinson and all the people that were on it before her. Following Rucka on Wonder Woman is almost virtually impossible. So I'm curious to see. I may stop getting it as of 74, but who knows? Maybe I'll just start getting the variants, because those are really cool. But otherwise, it's not that great. All right, finally, we have Young Justice number 7. Bendis is writing the Young Justice team, and it's good. It's fun. It's quirky. We get to see some weird stuff like Gem World and all that stuff. So, and you know, they're going to go multiversity hopping. So, yeah, check it out. See where it goes. But yeah, cool stuff. Bunch of variants this week as well. Batman 74 had a variant. Be warned, a lot of the variants for Batman 74 are, since it's a white cover, they're pretty much every single one looks like it's dirty when it came in. So, yeah, be aware of that. Anytime you get a white cover, hard to say it just gets dirty. I don't know what it is. We have the cardstock variants this week as well. Batman and the Outsiders has Ra's al Ghul as its one. So, like, I get the extra, like, the cardstock variant. It's cool, but it's not worth $1 more. Here's the one for Catwoman 13. Then Detective Comics 107 didn't have one, but it has a really awesome cover with Batman and the Spectre. So I got that one. Event Leviathan had a great one from Jason Fabok. Love his art, so I snagged that one up. Flash, of course, has the fun one for number 74. Justice League Odyssey had a cardstock for Cyborg, which looks cool, but again, an extra $1 for these is probably not necessarily something you want to do. Red Hood Outlaw 36 had a really cool headshot cover for its one. Supergirl 32, of course, had the Brainiac one, which is pretty cool. Superman 13 had the Adam Hughes, Lois Lane headshot cover. Wonder Woman 74 did not have a headshot cover, but had a great one. Oh, so good. And then we were shorted some stuff from last week, and that was the regular cover for Justice League 27 came in. We got that direct shipped, and it came in, and so I got that. And then the really awesome Lois Lane at number 1 variant cover that we were shorted. So yeah, if your store didn't get it, we finally got ours, and so go to comicsconspiracy.biz and snag it up if you wanted one. Finally on my pull list is another thing that was shorted from last week, and that is the Star Wars Epic Collection, the newspaper strips. This collects classic Star Wars 5 through 20 and material from classic Star Wars number 4. I'm really enjoying these Epic collections, especially the Star Wars ones. I'm not doing much in the line of the stuff from Marvel proper, but the Star Wars ones have been really good and really solid. The only issue with the Star Wars ones is and a lot of the Marvel Epic collections for the main Marvel stuff, is a lot of them are starting to go out of print. So you need to be aware of that, and you need to make sure you're on top of it when you're getting those, because they go out of print pretty quickly. I had to order something from Barnes & Noble because it's out of print. It's not in print anymore, and they're probably not going to bring it back into print. So yeah, so be aware of what Epic collections are going out of print, especially if they're ones that you want to get or you're thinking of getting, because once these go out of print, the price on them goes up like there's no tomorrow. So yeah, fair warning, letting you know. So yeah, that's it for this week's pull list. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Leave your comments down in the comment section below. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you're picking up. All that wonderful stuff. Yeah, what else? You can ask questions down there. I'll try and answer them either in the comment section or if I get a chance on the next pull list. So yeah, you can always post that stuff there. You can listen to me on the Comics Conspiracy podcast. We just finished recording episode 409, where we talk Spider-Man Far From Home, which I saw with my kids on Thursday of last week on 4th of July, and they really loved it, and I loved it. It was great. But you want to hear more on Spider-Man Far From Home, there's spoilers in it, so if you haven't seen it yet, don't listen to that episode, but there'll be a link in the description below for that. Check that out. You can help me and my fellow conspirators out through Patreon at www.patreon.com/comicsconspiracy. For as little as $1 a month, you help us with hosting fees, getting food sometimes, and getting products. So thank you very much to all of our Patreon backers. It is much appreciated, because this is an expensive hobby, and if you don't have it to bring you the content, then I can't do it. So yeah, but thank you very much for all that. If you want to help me out more directly, any Amazon links through my YouTube channel or over on my website, conspiratorbrock.com. Any of those, you click through, buy it, and I get a little cut. Thank you to everyone who does that already. And this week I'm trying something new at conspiratorbrock.com. On this week's pull list is the first time that most of the pull list is linked not to Comics Conspiracy's Comixology account. It's linked to the Kindle Comixology through my Amazon. So if you want to get a digital copy of those, you can click on any of those links there. Second Coming is the only one that didn't work properly this week. They didn't have it on Amazon yet. So yeah. So you can click on that, and I'm curious to see if what I get, how much I get, all that stuff. So if you're thinking about getting something digital like that Batman universe, go ahead and click on the link over at conspiratorbrock.com and buy it that way. And yeah, I should get a cut of it. So thank you very much to everyone who helps. My eBay page, you can check that out as well. I got a handful of stuff up for the next few hours, or for probably the next 12 hours or so. So you can check that stuff out there. But yeah, that's a great way. It helps me out, and it's what I'm purging. It's what I'm getting rid of just in general, and it helps me out directly. So thank you for that. And yeah, you can follow me on Twitter. My handle's @BrockSager. And as usual, I will see you next week.